Alright. Once I get... Oh, looks like we got a couple viewers already. That is perfect. That means we're just about ready to...
One of them is me.
Yeah. One of them's probably you.
Yeah.
Stinking Corpse. Alright, Stinking Corpse is in. First guy to respond in the chat. That is good. Let me know how my audio is, gentlemen. Does it sound good? Why am I getting echo out of your stuff now? Are you close to your TV or something?
Yes. 1 second here. I'm just muting this. Okay, yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Sorry.
Spider-Man is here. That's good. Alright, guys, how's my audio? Do I sound okay? Just give me a yay or nay. Green is here. Good, says Spider-Man. Okay, Free Jack, you go ahead and say hello and let them, and they'll let you know how your audio sounds. Say a full sentence so they can see if it doesn't bot.
Hello, this is Free Jack, and I'm doing great. I'm doing very great. Just finished listening to Xbox Nation, and that was a hoot.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Yep, we got goods all around, guys. Say hello. Stinking Corpse, Spider-Man, up in the chat here. All right, guys. Green's in the chat. Let's get this show on the road. Anyhow, gentlemen, good evening and welcome to episode 25 of Mixing It Up with Newf. Yes, and most of you already heard, to the dismay, this is my intended final podcast. Now, when I say final, it is final for now. I may bring it back in a year. God only knows. But for now, I've just decided to put this one to bed. And I want to thank every one of you guys for coming out and supporting right from episode 1 on through. But this should be a good show. My guest tonight is Free Jack. I just want to get into a quick little story before I really announce him and he does his thing. Free Jack and I, we met over Twitter and social media as being a fan of various podcasts. And upon talking in a few things, we found out we had some things in common, including the fact we're both Canadian. And apparently, we live fairly close to each other, like about a 40-minute drive or so, which is really cool. I finally got to meet Free Jack a couple of months ago. We went out for a coffee, got to meet face-to-face, which is one of the coolest experiences I've ever had, because when you meet people and you talk to them, you know, to finally get to meet them face-to-face and that sort of stuff, it's a really cool feeling, you know. And Lala loves cats. What's going on? Oh, it's Free Jack's daughter's in the house. Cool.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Well, welcome to the podcast. Hope you enjoy it. I'll try not to ask your dad too many embarrassing questions here. maybe your dad should warn you this is a no chills podcast with Newf Nukem, which means I can say some pretty outrageous and yeah, pretty raunchy stuff. So hopefully you can plug your ears.
Yeah, well, she's 19, so it's all good.
Yo, Chase Jones in the house. BZ McNasty's up in the house. What is going on, people? Thanks so much. By the way, I am playing right now. Free Jack is in the house. We are playing this game. What the hell was that? Did something pop up out of the fucking sand? Oh, there's a new guy here.
Some dude, yeah. Talk to Travis.
Oh, I got these guys and they're growling at me. But we got a couple of dudes playing with us here too, guys. I want to give a big shout out to Gray Knight, who also lives close to me. He is here playing with us. So we're not talking with him. And Dirty D, another Canadian who's up north of me, he's going to be commandeering the ship with us as well. So they're not in the party chat. You will not hear any audio from these guys tonight because they're obviously not part of the stream. But I just wanted to give them a shout out and let them know that they're here as we load up our ship and get ready to set sail as we play the Cursed Sales DLC for Sea of Thieves. First time playing it. But yeah, I met Free Jack, like I said, online, and we met up and finally got to meet each other for real. It was a really cool experience. You know, we hope to meet up more in the future. It's really cool to finally meet guys that are around your age that are also just as enthusiastic about video games as you are, and that's a really cool feeling. I'll let Free Jack just kind of elaborate on that now.
Well, it is nice to get to meet up with people and stuff that you have a common interest with. Because, you know, not all of your friends are that much into gaming as much when we get older and whatnot, especially. You know, some people have other hobbies and other things that take up their time and they're busy, etc. So when you can meet up with other people that share your same common interest, it's great. Mm-hmm. It's Indeed. Absolutely great. So
it really is.
It's been a blast.
Yeah, we got another good Canadian dude up in the house. We got So Shady here. So Shady, welcome to the podcast. Appreciate you stopping by. So Shady is a member of the RDX podcast, a good dude, fellow Canadian. Great views on video games too, by the way. Okay, so we are loading up on stuff. It looks like everybody's emptied the barrels. I guess we'll head out. I'll head to the ship. All right. So I got some words. Stick around to the end of the show, guys. I got some special shout-outs and words that I want to do when we wrap this up. Hopefully this will be a fun podcast. And like it's hard to concentrate on some of this shit when you're trying to run one. But anyway, let's get right down to the nitty-gritty. Episode 25. My guest is Free Jack. He is here with me tonight. Free Jack, how are you doing, my friend? And welcome to the 25th episode and the final one.
I'm doing great, and thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be on, and looking forward to playing some Sea of Thieves and chatting up some games.
Well, you've been on Newf's naughty list for some time. Just took a while to get down to you. So thanks for being here. It's good to get here. I mean, I think I know a few personal things about you because we talked, but obviously the audience does not. So I don't know. First of all, like just tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got started in video games, maybe where you came up with the name Free Jack, that sort of stuff. So so take us way back to when you were just a little lad.
Well, it's all started out with the Atari 2600. The neighbor kids got one, and so that was something that I just had to have. Video games were absolutely amazing, and it just kind of grew from there. From there I went into the original NES. Had one of those systems as well, and after that point though, I kind of got interested in computers and stuff. So I was very adamant about getting a computer at that time. So I basically switched over to PC gaming, I guess if you will, at that point. So I was playing stuff like Ultima 8, Ultima 6, Ultima, yeah.
Haven't heard that one in a long time. Ultima.
Yeah, Ultima 3 was actually one of my all-time favorites that I finished. That one I got playing with on the Apple II at school, but I ended up finishing it. Yeah, the old Apple II. Yeah, you probably remember that one too.
I remember everything. I just didn't own half it, but yeah, I remember it all. All right, looks like we're getting ready to lift the anchors here.
Okay. So anyways...
Sorry, real quick shout out to the chat. We got some new people just jumping in here. We got Lunch Bizzle in the house. We got Christina is here. We got Z Black Gamer. Is it? No, I get that right. Salty's Gaming is here. Is the stream botting? I don't know. Is the stream botting for anybody, guys? Spider-Man is here. Yeah, he was one of the first to come in. Stinking Corpse. No, not for anybody else, it says. I'm not. How about you? Go ahead and say a full-line sentence there, Free Jack.
I just was going to say that Ultima 3 on the NES, that cartridge there, that's one of the first RPGs I remember playing and actually finishing it right to the end. So that was a blast back in the day. So hopefully I was not botting.
There you go. Everybody sounds good. Sounds fine. Controller typing is brutal, so Shady says. Weird it is for him. So, I don't know, man. It must vary from connection to connection. I don't know how this works. All right, I think our boat is floating away, and I don't know if everybody's on.
Where's our captain?
I don't know. This could be interesting with two of us chatting, and then are they even here?
They can take the mermaid. That's fine. I got the wheel.
Maybe I should just drop the. They were here a second ago. They voted on the thing. Here he is. Okay. All right.
He's here. Yeah.
All right. All right. So yeah, you were talking about
Captain.
The Atari 2600. You started with that. Yeah, the NES and Ultima was one of your first games on it.
Yeah, Adventure on the Atari 2600 was also my favorite. Adventure, yeah. I also wrapped Asteroids many times over. Kangaroo was another old Atari 2600 game I loved.
Kangaroo.
And, Kangaroo, man. I bought that one brand new. I just had to have it, and it was expensive, but man, it was great. And Frostbite is another one. I think that was actually a television game that they ported over to the Atari 2600. Yeah.
Hey, we got Ripper up in the house, who goes as Yellow Dragon, I think, on Twitter's what he's saying. What's going on, Ripper? I won't say that too loud because I might shit my pants. I'm known for a couple of good rippers myself. Go ahead, Free Jack. Continue.
I kind of lost my train of thought now.
You were talking about Kangaroo.
Oh yeah, Kangaroo and Frostbite. So after that, I basically, as I said, I got into PC gaming, Ultima on the PC, of course, and never really gave consoles much of another thought after that. Like I played over the years with friends, like the 16-bit Super Nintendo a little bit, and the PlayStation 2 a little bit, but it just never really. It was like, oh, that's great, that's kind of nice. It never really dawned on me. One of my first games on PC that really got me into the multiplayer stuff was Doom, the original Doom on the 3.5-inch floppy disk,
right.
The shareware version. I was with a friend. We drug a bunch of PCs onto the boardroom in one of the Alberta government offices, and hooked them all up. It was actually Alberta Justice, and we hooked them all up with a switch on the desk, and we started fragging each other. That's what they called the kills back then, right? And they might still do that in Quake and that kind of thing these days, but yeah. So that was one of my all-time favorite memories of my first online gaming, if you will.
Wow, that's pretty cool. So, I don't know. Let's take it back in the day. So, what was one of your favorite old consoles? And I call retro anything before 360. I don't consider that a retro yet, but anything before the Xbox 360. What would you say was probably your favorite? And what was your most memorable game experience?
Actually, the Intellivision. I was always very intrigued by that console. I never actually owned one, but again, one of my friends, I was able to go over there and play the baseball game. Was absolutely fantastic. The Advanced Dungeons and Dragons was really good on that console. So I never actually owned that console, but I always found it very intriguing, and it was kind of one that, if I remember correctly, it was very expensive back in the day. So we didn't actually own one, but that was definitely my probably one of my favorite memories. Plus all of the Intellivision games that they ported over to Atari 2600 were really good. So I'd say that one would be my favorite old retro console.
Christina says, I did Age of Empires LAN myself. She was definitely straddling between PC and consoles back then. I think So Shady said something about
Yes.
Doom, the original Doom, Ripper to ColecoVision. Yeah. Cool stuff.
Yeah,
cool.
ColecoVision was cool too. Yeah. Yes, and definitely played a lot of Age of Empires in my day as well. I did actually pick up the new one, but I really haven't played it a whole lot. My gaming PC needs some TLC, to say the least.
What's the first console or game you can remember buying, perhaps with your own money? Because I know, like, my mom used to buy me a lot of consoles and shit, right? It wasn't up until Sega Saturn when I had my first job, and I remember buying it. And what a rewarding feeling it was to plunk down like $500 Canadian on that thing. Was it crazy?
Well, my first game stuff that I bought is actually for my PC, and it was on a CD-ROM drive. There was some games on there, but there was most importantly the thing that was blowing me away was actually the encyclopedia. And I actually worked all summer long, and I bought a CD-ROM drive for my 286, and it cost me $1,500. It was a Sun Moon Star. It had an expansion card, and it was an external box as big as a VCR, and that was my CD-ROM drive.
Nice.
And I also bought a ad-lib sound card to go with it. So both of those pieces of hardware were stuff that I bought with my own money. Probably around 16, 17, maybe 18 years old, somewhere in there. But,
cool. Oh yeah, the old
so,
Ripper's talking about the Doom, the old shareware that came on the floppy drive. Remember those old shareware games? A lot of times you get like little samples and stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
That's the one that we played in the boardroom. Actually, was that shareware version 9.9.7. Or not? Sorry, not version 9.7. Version 0.97. So it was still beta.
You know we're talking old shit, eh? We're bringing out floppy drives and shareware, and I bet you said that to a kid today, they'd be like, "What the hell is that? Floppy?"
Well, my daughter has no clue. It's like, what the heck is that? Well, she might remember what a floppy disk is, because I had them around for a lot of years, but I still have them in my closet, I'm sure, but yeah. So I was going to
island here.
Okay. What I was going to say is what got me back into console gaming back on this side of the fence was actually the Xbox 360. Because on the PC I played Halo 2, the Vista version, and Halo CE. I actually had a custom Halo 2 server running in my basement.
Nice.
And some friends and I would come over. We had a custom playlist running on that. And then we would start in on the server. And then people from the community that were running Games for Windows Live, you know, the old Xbox Live, if you will, would actually join in and play with us as well. So it was really really kind of cool, where you'd have your own server and it was just you and a couple of guys in your room that would get on it, and then all of a sudden people from the community would join in and play your game with you. That was absolutely incredible. But nice. Getting Halo 3 got me back onto console, and I kind of haven't looked back really. I mean, I still dabble with PC gaming, but console's definitely my go-to now.
Gotcha. So what's your favorite current console of choice?
Oh, definitely Xbox One X. I mean, nice. the 4K graphics and the HDR. I play actually on a 34-inch PC monitor with my Xbox, so it's got all the PC color set up, and it supports HDR. So it's kind of an expensive treat, if you will, but damn, I tell you, it is absolutely incredible. And I don't sit at a desk. I sit at it like you would in front of a TV, but I just sit a lot closer. That's all.
Gotcha. Yeah, gotcha. All right, let's get down to some more interesting questions here. Well, what's your right now? What's your favorite Xbox game? Xbox One game this generation. What's been your favorite thing?
Oh,
I know it's always tough.
I'm really stuck on No Man's Sky right now. Like, it's really got the bug. Like, it's so bad. I'm just loving that game. It is like Minecraft on crack. Oh, nice.
Cool.
We got ourselves a nice chest here. So I've been really loving that. Forza Horizon 3. Oh, such a great game. I still need to play that more. Witcher 3. Oh man, I just couldn't put that game down last summer. I actually finished the base game last summer, but I didn't finish the DLC yet. But I do plan on at some point.
Gotcha.
So those are probably my top games here right now, I think. Of course, Sea of Thieves. Love playing Sea of Thieves with my kids. And of course the community as well.
Nice.
Fun game. Sit down and pick up from time to time.
Cool.
So.
Oh boy, these guys kicking my ass. Are these tougher skeletons or what? Die, you cornholes! Hang on here. I'm kind of like getting. I just got slammed against a rock by these skeletons. Aren't going down with one or two hits. What's up here? Dirty J, what's happening? Dirty J is up in the house here. What's going on, brother?
Dirty D just got the
dramatic no name. Where the hell did he come from? He's not on our ship. I'm on a ship with people that. All right. Here you go. So let's get on to the next questions, man. Nintendo or Sega?
Definitely Nintendo. Sega wasn't even really on my radar at all. I knew one guy that had it. That was it, and everybody made fun of him. So yeah, that's about it.
Ripper says Sega. Christina says boo. You know, actually, because I'd say about 85% of all the people I've had in the 25 episodes said Sega first, which is really weird because I grew up with most Nintendo people too. I was one of the weird freaks in my community that had like a Sega Master System when all the rest of the kids had an NES, and they're like, "What's wrong with you, man? Like this one's better." And then, like, so I couldn't. Well, at the time I argued everything, but hey, when the Genesis come out, I'll change. Tac Nightcrawler had them both. Ripper says better sports games than Genesis. Yeah, well that's fair enough. So then I'm guessing I know the answer. Next question. Sonic or Mario?
Definitely Mario. Lots of Mario, of course. Yeah, lots of Mario. I finished Mario.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I finished Mario 2, like that one with Luigi, who had the helicopter legs. Nobody played helicopter legs, but I played helicopter legs, and I loved him, and I finished the game with him.
Which game was that? Was that Mario 2?
Yes.
Mario
Super
2, because
Brothers 2.
yeah, because they did a different version for the America than they did in Japan, and he had those weird little fluttery legs, and he would kind of floated half the time. It was kind of weird.
That's the version I bought in Canada, and it was weird. As I said, nobody would play that guy because it was just so hard to control, and I just had the knack for it.
I was just reading a book called Console Wars. Did you know that game was actually bought? It was actually a totally different game that Nintendo bought and actually took out the characters of the game and replaced them with Nintendo-based characters. Did you know that?
No, I had no idea. That is cool.
It's in the Console Wars book. Apparently, that was a different game altogether. I can't remember who it was, but they bought it off of this company because the Nintendo, when they came over to the States, they wanted to have a game that was different than the original Mario Brothers, and they found this other title that kind of worked, and what they did is they just kind of went in and replaced the characters with the ones that they had in their game, and there you go. That's how Super Mario Brothers 2 was born in the U.S. That's why the Japanese version looks a lot like the original game and nothing close to Mario 2, which is really weird. Yeah, that's it. Grain's got it. Look at Grain with the knowledge. Doki Doki Panic. Good one, Doreen. You guys can look that one up. Doki Doki Panic. It was made by some weird-ass company. I can't remember if it was Tato or somebody like that. But yeah, they bought it off them, took out the characters, and made it. That's cool. Well, those are some great things. Let's get into some more loosey-goosey questions here. What is your favorite food and go-to game snack?
Favorite food. I really like barbecued ribs and carrot cake. I love having carrot cake for my birthday every year, if I can. So carrot cake is definitely a favorite.
Gotcha.
Favorite gaming snack. Pretty much anything. I definitely like snacking on crackers, potato chips. Try to limit that a bit, but just that crunchy stuff.
Tack Nightcrawler loves ribs. It's his shit. Baby back bitches.
Baby back bitches, yeah.
How about your daughter is up in the chat? What does she like snacking on? See how well you know your daughter. See if you can maybe guess her favorite food and see if she'll correct you or get your own.
She likes chips. Definitely likes a side of iced tea. It's iced tea or bust, pretty much.
She says good luck.
Good luck, yeah. Yeah.
Is that true? Lala loves cats. You like iced tea and potato chips. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's it. We got to get him in trouble here now. Yeah. Asking some crazy questions. Well, that's pretty cool. Well, let's talk about that just a bit, because that's something that's very rare. Like, your daughter, she loves games, and you're obviously, like, in my age category, still playing games. So, what does your daughter think of you playing games? Like, obviously, she plays games with you, so she must think it's kind of cool. So, like, tell us a little bit about that and how you guys have that sort of bond.
Well, when I got the Xbox 360, just before that, I actually stood in line to get the Nintendo Wii system, and stood in line minus 25 weather outside of Best Buy, and just happened to be in lineup with the crew from BioWare. So that was kind of cool. Got to meet the BioWare crew. But I wanted my kids to grow up playing Nintendo games, just like the opportunity that I had when I was that age. So that's why I stood in line. It was in 2006. Outside in November, cold November, just stood out in line to get that console. That's kind of the first. When I got back into console gaming, I got that mostly for my kids, but I did enjoy a lot of games on there too. Nice. So I think my kids just, Dad's always played games, so I think it's just kind of second nature to them. I don't think they really think anything of it one way or the other. So it's just been kind of something in our household. So
well, if you go a little bit forward and you talk about your own parents, I mean, obviously they must have knew that you had a bit of a gaming hobby or passion. What did they think about you playing games? Because I can tell you how my parents felt. Like, they supported my hobby, they bought me the consoles, but my mother, even to this day, every time I tell her I'm playing a game or I bought one, she's like, why are you wasting your money on that childish shit? When are you ever gonna grow up, son? She still gives me that attitude, right? So what is that right? Yeah.
My dad's kind of in that boat. Yeah, he kind of made fun of me a little bit playing games and stuff. But my mom always kind of supported it, especially the computer side of it.
Yeah.
I always had a inkling for computers. Of course, I work in the IT field now, so it kind of my hobby kind of became my career, if you will. So. So yeah, so she always supported me there. I've actually got support on the computer side of things from teachers and stuff, but my dad definitely was definitely kind of poo-pooing it. But in the long run, he sees, you know, that I got a good job and a good career, and you know, I've made something of myself. So he's pretty happy with as far as that goes. It doesn't matter that it's in computers nowadays.
Yo, Crazy32, what's happening, bro? Yeah, here with Free Jack, episode 25, mixing up a Newf. Thanks to everybody who's hanging out in the chat. You guys are awesome. Spider-Man says my mom doesn't care if I play games. No, and I think most of her parents didn't necessarily care, but I'm sure a lot of us got that flack, right? Like, you're too old, what's this junk? And I think it's just a sign of the times and the generation, you know? Like, I think by the time a lot of our own kids are old enough to be grandparents, like, they're not going to have that same issue with their kids because they're growing up in the generation where electronics are front row and center, where like our parents come from the old age where, like, my dad, for example, his fun was going out and chopping wood, right? Like, hey, if you could get 2 cords of wood chopped up in a day, you were doing good, right? So I think that's the difference between the generations, and I think that's slowly weeding itself out. Plus, games are a lot more realistic now today than they were back when we were kids. You know, you look at the graphics and the storylines. I mean, these are full-on productions now, so I think it will change in time. It's just sometimes old attitudes are hard to die, right?
Put it to you this way: there's a guy on Twitch that streams, and he's Grandpa Gaming. And he spells it the elite speak way, right? GRNPA or something like that. Grandpa Gaming, yeah. And he's an old guy with glasses, and he games just like the rest of us, you know. So I mean, if you have an open mind and are good with, you know, change and technology, then you can be old and still kind of get it, if you will, right? But some people just can't get there.
Yo, Shizno Elite's up in the house. What's going on, brother? Seen you in lots of party chats. Or the not the party chats, but lots of podcast chats. Welcome to the stream, and thanks for the big follow, dude. Appreciate it. And like, guys, I want to make something clear. While this may effectively be my last mixing it up with Newf, I'm not going to say never. I may bring it back. You never know. But I don't intend to quit streaming. I'm going to continue to stream games, all that good stuff, have lots of fun, that sort of stuff. So just wanted to make people know that, hey, I wasn't giving up on Mixer and not going to stream at all. Just I wouldn't be going to do in this like interview process and setting myself up for a constant Wednesday night every single week. So that's all I wanted you guys to know. So oh, that's good. Salty's back. His stream's finally working. Cool, man. Well, great answer so far. This show has been going good. Let's talk about your favorite movies. How about your favorite 3 movies of all time? What's your favorite movie genre?
Well, it's definitely got to be sci-fi. I buy all the Blu-rays of all the good sci-fi stuff. Star Trek, Star Wars. I like Star Trek a little bit better than Star Wars, but it's pretty close. And I really enjoy. I have a guilty pleasure. I really enjoy the Trailer Park Boys series.
Nice.
Those crazy stoners. Like, I just get a kick out of the idiocy that they bring, and it's just, you know, it's good fun.
Oh, Free Jack, it's great that you could join us on mixing it up with Newf.
Exactly, right. So it reminds me when I was a kid, we used to watch Cheech and Chong, right? You remember Cheech and Chong?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, so we used to watch that and think, whoa, we're gonna get blown up here. Oh, I died. So anyways, it kind of reminds me of those days, and I don't know, it's just crazy fun. I like it. It's a good laugh.
Nice. Yeah, Trailer Park Boys is a good show. Yeah.
I still have a special spot in my heart for Terminator 2.
Oh,
definitely like that one. Always have. Well, that's one of my favorites. And Star Trek: The Undiscovered Country, which is the last of the original series. That's definitely one of my favorites as well. Love that one. But there's just so many that are so good.
It's Terminator 2, Star Trek: The
Undiscovered.
Cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And any
like,
Tom Cruise action movie, I really like his stuff. It's just mindless, you know, popcorn flick, you know, kind of stuff. You ever notice Tom Cruise in every one of his movies? He's always running.
That's true.
There's not a Tom Cruise movie out there where he's not running.
Okay,
I dare you to find one.
What is up with the kamikaze fucking skeletons on this beach all carrying barrels? Like, what the hell?
That's part of their new update.
Yeah.
Terminator.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say one of the updates they did just recently here in this last string, before this one, included killing skeletons, and I just killed myself again. Damn it! And trying to actually blow them up and actually getting a chain reaction from the barrels and stuff. So they left those guys in the game. You can actually snipe them, and they'll drop their barrel, and you can take it and cash it in, which is kind of cool.
Oh shit! You follow me? No! Run, you little bastard!
If you can, yeah, you got to run fast, or if you can snipe him, and he'll drop the barrel.
I just ran out of fucking bullets. Fucker, he's still coming too. Like a fucking Terminator for skeletons, these guys. What the hell?
Exactly.
Terminator 2 is awesome. Yeah, they got a new Terminator coming out. We saw the pictures today, but they showed Linda Hamilton, some of the new cast. As far as I know, Arnold's coming back and reprising his role.
No kidding, eh? Wow.
I don't know how many more times he can come back and reprise his role. I'm half afraid for Arnie. He's had so much hurt and other troubles the last few years. He might conk out on set or something.
Yep.
Nice. So I like your selections, man. You got good movies right there. I'm not a big fan of the Star Trek one so much, but still, Undiscovered Country was pretty cool. How about your favorite band? Do you have a favorite band, favorite music?
Oh man, really?
Yeah.
I was a metalhead. I guess I kind of still am. I still enjoy all that old music, but I just don't really listen to it anymore. Metallica was definitely one of my favorite bands and that kind of thing. But these days, and I'm almost embarrassed to say it, but I've been liking listening to electronic music. I like that. I started getting caught up with Deadmau5, and it kind of grew from there. A lot of that indie electronic music, like there's a music publisher out of Vancouver named Monster Cat, and they do indie electronic music, and I really like the artists and stuff like Pegboard Nerds and a bunch of other bands like that, and you know I like listening to a lot of that kind of stuff right now. So it's a little out of my you know, not really age appropriate, I guess, but whatever. It's what I'm enjoying. Oh damn it! I'm out of bullets.
I just got blown up again by one of those kamikazes that came out of nowhere. Ripper likes the Foo Fighters. Tack Nightcrawler likes the Strokes. I can tell you one of my favorite Canadian bands. I don't know if you've heard of them, but I love them. Is USS, Ubiquitous Synergy Seeker.
Never heard of them. I'm a big Hip fan though. That's for sure.
Hip are awesome. Yeah, I love those guys. Oh, Z Black Rider likes the Headstones. There's a good Canadian band.
Oh yeah, I remember the Headstones. Oh yeah, they're good. They're really good. For sure.
I'm getting so old now I can only identify with the Gallstones. Nice. Stinking Corpse, he likes a Slayer. I saw them a few years ago too.
Oh yeah.
What was it? Monster Truck and fucking Megadeth and them. Yeah, it was a crazy noisy concert. Nice.
I've been to a few of those old '80s metals concert there at the old Rexall place, like Motley Crue and geez, I can't even remember them all now. Judas Priest, Bon Jovi. There was a whole whack of them. Oh, Def Leppard a few times. They just kept coming back, and I saw the Hysteria tour. Man, that was just after their drummer there got back with his after the car accident there. He lost his arm there and stuff. Like that was just truly amazing.
Tack Nightcrawler says in the chat, that their drummer is a badass. Yeah, he is. He's pretty amazing.
Yeah. One of my other all-time old rock bands that you didn't really hear much of around these parts was great white. I love great white music.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah. Great white.
I love great white. Yeah.
Okay, they must have upped the
just
fucking
some good old
skeletons.
rockers.
They must have upped the skeletons on this patch because I don't remember this many fucking skeletons.
What are we trying to do here, anyways?
I'm trying to get a treasure. We got to go in a cave with a waterfall or some shit.
Okay.
This is what I'm saying. This game is way more difficult when you're trying to do this than when you're just playing it. This is
thank goodness we have a captain to man the ship, and he's got a first mate, so that's perfect.
Right. I found the waterfall. It's just something on the. Let's see here. The Cursed Boar Shrine. Fuck up! No, somebody found
Dirty
it.
D.
Never mind. Dirty D's already got it. People died at a Great White show.
Yes, there was that happened in New York, I believe, and there was a. I just found a Marauder's chest just hanging out in this cave here. Yes, and I don't remember exactly how it went, but they found. I think the band was found partially responsible, but also was the venue operator, and the curtains burnt down, and people lost their lives. It was real crappy situation for sure.
Gotcha. In Trenton, New Jersey, or something. That's where Bam Bam is from. Trenton, New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay,
it was like a couple years ago here, where people got hurt or whatever it was, and when they had that big storm during the, what do you call it, the Big Valley Jamboree? Was it the Big Valley?
Jamboree, yeah.
And
it was.
The stage stepped over, or the fucking
yeah, and killed a woman. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, not cool.
They've reinforced things a lot since then.
Yes, and their protocols have changed as well. I'm not sure where our first mate is hiding all the chests here, but I put a couple down on the bottom.
All right, a couple more easy peasy questions. How about your favorite sport and your favorite sports teams?
Okay, well, that's a no-brainer. It's got to be hockey and the Edmonton Oilers, of course.
Hokage Ballanzar, favorite sport is a no. I guess he doesn't watch sports. Don't worry, this is not a sports podcast or a stream. This is just mixing it up with Newf, where I ask these questions. Go ahead. Favorite sport is hockey. Your favorite team was, did you say?
Edmonton Oilers, of course, just like
Gotcha.
Mr. Newf.
Yes, right.
And just like Mr. Grey Knight, I'm assuming as well. Captain Grey Knight.
That's right. I think. I don't know. Grey Knight, he drives a Zamboni for a living. He's a cool dude.
Yeah, he is.
Yes, he is.
I've always enjoyed gaming with him.
Yeah, no, he's an awesome guy to game with, guys. And we'll hook you up
Lower
with
the
his
sails.
stuff after. Savage says Seahawks. I'm a 49ers fan.
Oh yeah, NFL. I've
NFL.
never really gotten into NFL football. I do like to watch the Canadian stuff, but not religiously, or I used to pay more attention to it when I was around a bunch of guys that I worked with and stuff that were kind of more into it. But so it's kind of fallen off the radar for me as of late. But as they say, right? The Canadians play with bigger balls, so there you go. The Canadian game rocks.
Yeah, that's right. And we only go down 3 times.
That's right. Yeah, that's because of the bigger balls.
Bigger field, bigger balls. We only go down 3 times. Americans go down 4. I guess it's an advantage for the American football. There you go. Oh man, that's awesome. Right on. First, okay, last couple questions. Well, how about your gamer tag or the name you use, a Free Jack? Where does that come from? Some people might want to know.
In the 80s, one of my favorite movies to watch on VHS was the movie Free Jack with Emilio Estevez and what's that old rocker's name? Mick Jagger.
Mick Jagger, okay.
Yeah, so it was after the movie, and I just changed the letters to be my initials. JAC is my initials. So there you go, Free Jack. Nothing too
nothing too crazy.
Nothing too crazy. Nothing too special about that one.
There you go. Shizno says he remembers that. Yeah, Free Jack City. See, Black Rider.
That's right.
There you go, guys. Right on.
Yeah.
I had another question for you. Well, tell us about the. I mean, one of the cool things. A lot of people don't get why this game is so cool. I think anybody that's played this game and has spent any amount of time in it knows that there's something there's a certain magic about Sea of Thieves that hasn't really been done in not many other game. You know, I think it's the ability to bond with your team. You know, to set your own adventures. There's no cursor telling you like, hey, you got to complete 50 missions and, you know, and beat a boss battle, etc., etc. Like, you do things at your own pace. And I think one of the cool things is, like I said, meeting new people, building great bonds with your friends as you try to cooperate, and obviously some of the cool random meetings that happen, because apparently, I guess randomly one night you're playing this game and you met up with the Dons. Tell us about that.
Oh, that was amazing. My daughter and I were just logging in, and we were getting supplies for the boat, right? And I didn't even see a boat pull up, but the Don and his crew, and I think K Mega was with them as well, just basically pulled up and got on the megaphone and said, "Hello," something like, "Hello, we're just friendly merchants. Could we care to offer you some potato salad?" And I'm like, "Potato salad? Wait a second, I recognize that voice," because of course I recognized him from the next podcast, right? And he's been on the other ones as well. And I'm like, "Hey, Don, how's it going? You don't know me, but I know you."
Yeah,
and so we ended up teaming up and playing and finishing the Megalodon mission with his crew, and then we met up with some other galleons and stuff, and had a fantastic time. Like, it was just a big crew of just a ton of pirates.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
All chatting it up, and no, Don was awesome. Yeah, it was,
and you never know what's
great.
going to happen. Like, me and Stinking Corpse and the guys, we were playing this game the other night, right? And one of those Megalodons is just swimming around our ship, and it swims around and we had like a couple of treasure chests. We were debating on going to the island or fighting this other ship that was close by. And we said, fuck it, well, let's go back to the island, because, you know, we might want to get rid of these chests before this guy comes out to shoot us. And all of a sudden, the Megalodon, he's like circling us for a while, but he wasn't attacking. And all of a sudden, just the moment we started to go for the island, he makes the beeline for us. He chomps through the ship, sends me flying into the water, and kills everybody else. It's like, what the heck? It's like, you know, what's up with this shark, right? And it was just like the randomness of it all. And then it was funny, because we managed to still pick up a couple of the chests that we had, so it was pretty cool. And, like, you know, there's some stuff, the way this game pans out, like, it's never always the same, and the interactions are always different. So, you know, and like somebody mentioned earlier tonight on Xbox Nation, the cool thing with this game too is it doesn't matter if you're level 5 or you're level 40, you can come in and play this anytime and not feel like you're lost, or that you know, your buddies are too far ahead and they can't help you out. You know,
that is my number one feature of this game is being able to just pick it up and be at an even keel with everybody else in the game. That is just absolutely amazing. Yeah, absolutely amazing. I don't know of any other multiplayer game that does that.
Yeah, Kuristina in the chat says the way like this game doesn't get a fair shake. You know, the way they blend cooperative play with role-playing elements, and the way this game, too, doesn't really hold your hand. You have to get good at stuff. Like aiming the cannons, for example, takes an actual skill. You just don't point and have a cursor that says, hey, you're going to hit this thing. Like, you have to take into fact the waves, the distance. There's a lot of things before you just shoot. You just don't aim the cannon automatically hit the target, right? So there's a lot of really cool things. Like even bailing out the ship when it gets a hole in it's kind of cool, you know? Like if you don't fix it, it's going to go down, you know? Like, and everybody has to cooperate. Like you can see here, we got a guy sailing, people on sails, somebody's readying the anchor. It's just really cool how this game has to implement cooperative play. It's kind of like if you want it to go half-assed on this game, it just doesn't work. You know what I mean?
It's amazing, and you're driving a big ass ship with friends. I mean, how often, when in real life do you ever get to do that? I mean, it's even just the scenery and the graphics are just so amazing.
Look at this sunrise water right here now.
You know, look at the sunrise. Look at the water.
People on my screen are watching the sun coming up right now, and it's a blow your mind. It's just
just gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's such a wonderful game.
Spider-Man asked if they fixed the PC cheaters. I'm not sure, but I think they've cut down on them quite a bit. I don't hear so much about it now.
in actually in one of the developer updates, they actually addressed it specifically that they caught a bunch of guys, and I thought, well, what are they going to do, right? They're going to cancel their gamer tag like that one Sony guy that happened to him. But no, they're actually able to they actually barred them from the Sea of Thieves game only somehow.
Nice.
I don't know how they did it, but that was, it was mentioned in the.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, I was just gonna say they mentioned it in the forums and also in the one of the developer update videos that they do.
BZ McNasty says he wanted to play this and just never had a group of friends to play with. Well, BZ, you got a bunch of them right here watching this stream, brother. Add some of these people on Xbox. I guarantee you they will hit you up and play a game with you, bro, because the people that follow me, the people I hang out with, they're fucking phenomenal people. What's up, Relevant Native? Thanks for stopping by, checking it out, bro. But
hey,
yeah, we'll be happy
that...
Yeah, they got, we got this game can only unfortunately take 4 people on the ship, but we'll make room for you at some point, dude, so hit us up,
Absolutely.
Just add us on Xbox and send us a message if you want to play, dude. There you go, Z Black Rider's ready to roll with you. What's going on, Shizno? Alright, well, we found that chest quick, that was cool. Anyway, I'm not paying attention. So let's get into the topics. We're certainly, definitely had a great chat here so far. Actually, I guess before I move on, I'll let the chat ask now. If any of the chat has any particular questions for Free Jack that they'd like to ask, now would be a great time. I think I asked a lot of stuff about food, music, movies, etc., favorite console. Do you guys have a question you'd like to pop up for Free Jack? Primal Data, what's happening, dude? I'll give you a... Nope, Spider-Man doesn't have a question for a change? Wow, that's weird. Spider-Man always got one. Nightcrawler's Maybe your daughter wants to ask a question, maybe to open this up a little bit here. Spider-Man says, sure fuck you! Because Spider-Man always got a question, and I'm like, hey, he doesn't have a question tonight.
Good night. You got it too? Or you were already
I got to do my logins, whatever that is. I'm not sure. All right, so we'll have a chance to think about the question. If you got nothing right now, that's fine. We'll come back at the end of the show, give you a chance to ask them. We're going to get into some topics for tonight, and I guess we'll start with the first one here, guys, which is basically today we got the announcement for the new games that came to Game Pass. For those who has Game Pass, everybody in the chat watching here, guys, hit 1 if you got Game Pass, hit 2 if you don't, hit 3 if you're planning to get it. Corpse doesn't have it. Black Rider's got it. Spider-Man's got it. Grain has got it. Christina's got it. Yeah, and I got Game Pass thanks to the guy I'm playing this game with, which is really fucking cool. Attack Nightcrawler's got it. Definitely value for sure. No streaming tonight for you, Primal Data. Primal Data's got it. So most of the chat seems to have Game Pass. That's good because they can relate to this. I hope everybody's been enjoying it so far. So the new games that came to Game Pass, looks like we got Hitman, Season 1, Rise, Son of Rome, which is an amazing game. Dead Rising 2, you know, the original Dead Rising 2. The Escapist, The Walking Dead Edition, Disney Rush, Dandara, and Runer. So, Free Jack, what do you think of the latest additions to Game Pass, and how have you been enjoying Game Pass overall?
Overall, I find Game Pass an incredible value, especially when you're just looking for something to play or want to check out something different, or maybe just saying, hey, I want to buff up my my gamer score this month, so I'm gonna, play this little, walking simulator or whatever for a few hours, and that kind of stuff. So no, I've been really enjoying it. I've been always finding something to play in there. I still, I'm still buying games, but definitely not as much as I have. I think that it's been saving me money in the long run, so that's good. Absolutely. But no, I've been enjoying Game Pass for sure. I think I'm going to stick with it for the next little while, anyways. And sure. As far as the new games go, I definitely need to get back into Rise. I never did finish that one. I kind of started playing it, really enjoyed it. Graphics are incredible for its time. I don't know how well it holds up on the X. I've never booted it up on the X, but I guess I'll get a chance to now. Right.
Well, I think, like I said, thanks to you, I've got Game Pass, and my thought is that the best part about Game Pass so far is the fact that I get to download and enjoy some games I would not have otherwise have played, maybe wouldn't have taken a chance on. And not to mention some classics that, because our backlogs get so big, there's always those games that people will want, but for whatever reason they'll buy. So now, like, for example, like Vermintide 2 is a perfect example, right? Like, it's a great game. A lot of people are playing it on Game Pass, but how many of us would have actually went out and spent the $40 on that just to go buy it if it wasn't for Game Pass? And I'd say the number is a lot less. So we get to discover these great games. We get to find out great new developers. You know, so those are the advantages of Game Pass, not to mention saving a boatload of money. And if you are definitely a gamer on a very strapped budget, you're paying the cost of basically, what, 1.5 games, maybe 2 at the most, and you've got well over 100 at your disposal. Some old, some new, some indies. So it's just amazing. The titles as far as this month, the only 2 that kind of struck my chord was Hitman. See, Hitman, another AAA style game that I never did get to play. Rise, I own that since day one, so I can count that one out. But that's an amazing game. That's a must-have, as Alan Savage says in the chat. If you've never played it, now is the time. And I'm interested in possibly even that Disney Pixar Rush game, because that looks like just a good romp when you're looking for something easy and not overly frustrating to play. The rest I don't know enough about, so I can't really comment on too much. But lots of people saying Runer looks really good. BZ McNasty's never played Forza. Forza Horizon 4B is first. You just downloaded number 2. Number 2 is really good, but that's on Games at Gold this month. So guys, if you never tried Forza, try Horizon 2. We're going to get into Games at Gold in a second too, but try that one. It's definitely an awesome game. It'll definitely give you a good Forza buzz and make you feel good about picking up number 4.
And number 3 is good too. The DLC in 3 is amazing.
Absolutely. So Game Pass, definitely a solid. I don't know if there's, like, if you were new to Game Pass, looking at the lineup that they just added. I think Salty mentioned this earlier in Xbox Nation. I don't think there's anything on here that would make you go, oh my God, I need to get Game Pass. If that was like if you were looking at those 7 games, like, I don't know if people would go, God, I really need Game Pass, unless you're really big on Rise, Son of Rome and never played it. Would you agree or disagree with that?
Yeah, I would agree with that, but I don't know. I mean, I have a guy I work with, and he's a new dad, and the wife has been off of on maternity leave for a while, and he's a PlayStation guy, and he just got an Xbox, and so him and I have been able to play Sea of Thieves together, and now we've started playing what is it? What's that zombie game that came out?
Zombie Army Trilogy.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, and so we just started playing that here, and plus. He did manage to pick up PUBG because it was $30, but he's on a tight budget because of the new babe and less income. And you know, that's been we've been actually being able to play online and be able to play together because of Game Pass. Because he was a PlayStation guy, he doesn't have a whole lot of Xbox titles.
So that's amazing, right?
A few 360 titles. So
there's a lot of great.
So I love this
chat. I love this chat because everybody too makes it clear that these things are subjective. Like Alan Savage is great for his kids. Shizno says Hitman alone would make him get Game Pass. So there you go, right? Like everybody's gonna have different opinions and stuff like that. So that's pretty amazing. You know what I mean? But it's great value, guys. If you haven't got Game Pass yet, like I said, go pick it up. Oh, I picked up a silver cup on the beach.
Nice.
Where is our ship? Did the guys take off?
I hope not, because I'm still on the shore.
Because I don't see the ship anymore, and I'm around the other side.
Uh-oh.
I think they took off, dude.
Oh, yeah, it's still... Oh, they're just leaving now. Hold the sails.
I don't know where they are.
We can just take the... I'm jumping on the shore. Hopefully they can see us, but...
Xander, CV, thanks for following us, dude. Thanks for stopping by the chat, checking out Mixing It Up with Newf, episode 25 with my guest, Free Jack. Talking about some gaming topics and playing Sea of Thieves sometime. Let's get into the next one. This is pretty cool. This is something a lot of people wanted for a long time if you're a backwards compatible fan, and that is Splinter Cell. Splinter Cell, what's it called? Blacklist and Splinter Cell Double Agent just came out for backwards compat, and I know a lot of people were saying, God, when's that coming? When's that coming? A couple weeks ago, we got Splinter Cell Conviction. Seems like Ubisoft is a big supporter of back compat. Oh, there goes a ship. I'm coming here now. Sorry, Xander. We got a full group here right now. We got a full 4 people rolling, but if you add us on Xbox, man, we'll try to get you on at some point here. So what do you think of that, man? Are you a Splinter Cell fan at all? And are you excited about having the option to play? I mean, certainly Blacklist was one of the best games last gen on 360.
Those games I know nothing about. I don't really play those tactical shooter type games at all. So the only one the one that you introduced me to, the Wildlands, was kind of my first little taste of that, and that one here I even haven't played nearly enough of it as I would have liked. So we definitely have to get back on that one of these days. Gotcha. So yeah, no, I'm not a Splinter Cell guy at all, or a Call of Duty guy for that matter. So I like playing weird stuff. I don't like playing all the normal shooter type games, which is kind of ironic that I've chosen Xbox, but because that's what it's known for. But hey, I'm a big Halo fan, so there you go.
Nice.
Oh, I just got into the Master Chief Insider program, so I'm kind of pumped for that.
Oh, nice. You
can't talk about it though.
You get a chance to, you get a chance to play that now in the 4K. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
Well, I don't know why a game like that would have a non-disclosure agreement, considering that, like, it's a game that's been out. It's not exactly you can ruin anything. No spoiler alerts.
Well,
like,
it's under NDA. It's under NDA through the Insider program, so I'm not sure. They send you an email with the warning and everything, but
gotcha.
Anyway, it's going to be out soon anyway.
I got to tell you, when it comes to Splinter Cells, dude, they have some great co-op modes in there that are fantastic for just learning a game and playing with your friends. So if you ever get a chance to get them, like Conviction or even Blacklist, I recommend. You don't have to play the multiplayer. You just do the co-op modes, and you do these like missions where you got to retrieve documents, etc., etc.
Okay, yeah.
You know, it's fun, and certainly be happy to help you walk you through some of those. I think you could get into them, and the campaigns are actually pretty cool too. So I'm gonna put this down in the.
Yeah, I'd be alright with that. I'd be down with that.
There you go. All right, I'm back on the ship. The guys must have heard. They came back from me.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. They turned
you
around.
Check the mermaid, but that's good.
So since we're sort of on the similar topic, let's go with games with gold impressions for the month. There is some pretty decent heavy hitters on this month for games with gold. We'll talk about PlayStation Plus in a second, but Games with Gold announced that right now you can download Dead Space 3. You can also get, what's the other one here? I think I had them all listed out.
Forza Horizon 2.
Yeah, Forza Horizon 2 and Dead Space 3 you can download right now for your Xbox. And in the middle of the month, you can get For Honor and, there's another really good Xbox 360 title. Oh, Jesus, I had them all listed earlier. Oh, Epic Mickey 2. So tell me what you think about the first of all, the lineup for Xbox Gold. This is the first time in a long time I didn't hear a lot of Xbox fans bitch and whine and moan. Like, how can you really complain about, extra games that you don't pay extra for? Technically, they're not free. I mean, you pay for a gold subscription, but come on. You're still getting them at no extra charge because we always paid for gold. So what do you think of the games this month? This is a pretty solid lineup.
I don't have any of them. I do I have the Fast and the Furious Forza Horizon 2. It was kind of a standalone freebie that they had it for a while. Then they started charging $10 for it. So that was kind of my first taste of Forza Horizon. And so so I never did buy 2. So I'm looking forward to getting it for free, as it's going to basically complete my collection, because they gave away Forza 1 there not that long ago, and I think it's Xbox One X enhanced as well.
It is.
So that's pretty cool. So I'm definitely looking forward to basically back playing all those games and continuing where I basically finished the Fast and the Furious one.
Right.
But Horizon 3, I'm just about a third of the way through. Like, I didn't get very far with it, and did play with the expansions and stuff, which is totally cool. So definitely looking forward to adding that one. I was very pumped when I saw that, and of course 4 as well.
Ace Junkie's in the house. What's going on, Ace Junkie? Thanks for stopping by. I think you were here earlier, and I forgot to mention you. BZ McNasty said he actually got rid of his PS4 and got the Xbox One X. BZ, that was a pretty bold move, bro. Hope you're enjoying your Xbox One X, because I can damn well tell you that everybody that I've talked to that has one, including myself, is enjoying the shit out of it. The multiplats look and play the best here. That is a fact. JAC, and you know, and like even your backwards compatible titles look better on the X. And some of them, like as Free Jack said, like Forza Horizon got an enhancement. Some of them have actually been, I think even the original Assassin's Creed got an enhancement and looks way better now. So
Red Dead Redemption 1, it's a back compat and enhanced. Man, does that ever look good? Wow.
Yeah, indeed, man. But I mean, I know old games. I get it, right? We want the new stuff. Well, you know what? The new stuff is coming, and let me tell you, if we're in for some big treats coming here pretty soon. Don't forget, Rise of what's it? Shadow of the Tomb Raider's coming up pretty soon. That's going to look phenomenal on the X. So
yeah, brand new game, and then Assassin's Creed Origins is not that old, and that was built with the X in mind as well.
Absolutely.
So
overall, the games at Gold this month, I'd say, is a solid effort put forward by Microsoft.
Absolutely.
We had a bit of a weak month last month. As you said, you don't even own any of those games, so you're in for a real treat. You got 4 games to play. Forza Horizon 2 alone is just an amazing catch. And then to get For Honor, which is still a relatively new game. It's still fairly popular and goes for a decent price online. So, Monkey Punch, what's up, brother?
Hey, Monkey Punch.
So yeah, great value for sure, guys. If you're a Gold subscriber, PlayStation Plus not bad either. PlayStation Plus just announced that they're giving up Mafia 3 for free, as well as Dead by Daylight. So I've never played Dead by Daylight, but Mafia 3 I have for my Xbox, and that game's pretty solid. So 2 solid months right from both companies. I give the edge to Xbox on this one, but I think both, if you got either system or maybe you got both, you're in for a real treat. What's your take on the ones for PlayStation?
I actually own, I bought it on a sale last year or something, that Dead by Daylight. I've never actually played it, but I did watch a streamer play it to one time, and it looked like something I'd be interested in, so, but I've never actually checked it out yet, so maybe,
sure.
Maybe now will be the time.
Are we stopping at this island? This is the one, right?
Looks like we're driving right on by.
Are we doing a drive? I don't know why, because he's doing a sale. I don't know what's going on here.
I'm going ashore.
Or did D already jump off and go in? Oh, there's like a lot of shit on this one. We better go in there. Spider-Man said if PlayStation goes down, and yeah, the water in this game looks absolutely unbelievable. You can say what you like about the cartoony visuals on the characters and stuff, but man, like the sunsets and the water in this game look amazing. When you're at certain points on an island looking out, man, it's almost photorealistic. It looks so good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. So either which way, like, it can't beat a dead horse. They're free. They're free games. It's not much to really. You know, the downside with PlayStation is they used to give out 4 games, because used to give out some PS3 and Vita titles, and now they've cut that out. So if you're still hanging on to your old hardware, you're kind of screwed.
When did they officially cut that off?
A couple of months ago they stopped. So now they just do 2 titles, where Xbox got the 4, right? So it's interesting, but I guess the bottom line is they're looking at numbers.
Is that why they lost that big amount of players there just recently?
Well, here's the deal, and we'll touch on this subject too. There was an article that said since March to here. Oh, we got a ship over there, guys. Look at this. And the island is firing at us. We might want to get our sails down.
I'm coming back. I'm almost dead here. We got some wind or something on the mic here. I can hear.
Oh, okay, sorry. That's just me.
Is that on your side?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I got a fan blowing in the side, and I kind of moved. How long before they create Gold Enhanced, Gold Game Pass, and how much you think they're going to charge for it? I think it's coming, Primal. I think there is a demand for it, and we definitely could see it. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see a combo of Game Pass and Gold. Definitely by the time they bring out the next console, if not on this one already. You know what I mean? So we better steer. We're gonna run into some rocks. But anyway, yeah. You know what I think happened there, Free Jack, is that a lot of people went out and bought PlayStations right around the time God of War came out. So what happened was a lot of them, because you get a free month with every time you buy a new PlayStation 4 console, you get a free month of a PlayStation Plus, right? So what I think happened was people went out, bought their PlayStations, redeemed the code, and then after they were kind of done with God of War and what have you, a lot of them just didn't renew. So I honestly think that's why there was a big drop. I don't think it's like people just going, oh my God, this thing sucks. I think that's your biggest reason why, to be honest. Because I'd say God of War.
No, it's a non-news issue then, really. I mean, no big deal.
No, it's not even a news
I'm sure
issue.
Well, I don't know why they made such a big deal out of it then, if that's all it is.
That would be my hunch, and it sounds like a good hunch because honestly, like, just think about it, right? Like, I mean, of course, there's going to be guys out there, dipshits, that just want to make an issue of, oh, PlayStation's losing subscribers. But, you know, at the end of the day, I think that had the most to do with it. You know, you'll see that influx all the time. And then it was a Fortnite thing. Some guys did apparently jump off PlayStation because of where it went down, and they were trying to play Fortnite, and then the whole Fortnite fiasco with the accounts and stuff. And I get it. So what are we doing here? Because this ship's not firing on us.
I'm stuck in the water, and I'm getting attacked now by a shark. Great, and no mermaid for some reason. And you guys are long gone.
Yeah, I see one guy on their ship, and I'm not getting off of mine. Just in case they tried to board us here.
Well, I'm dead, so I'll be able to join you now.
Do you think they'll announce a new Elite controller Gamecom? Quite possibly, Ace Junkie. I think there's already been patents or something going around right now for a new controller, so I definitely think there's one coming for sure.
Coming soon, yeah.
Coming soon.
I'm psyched because I don't have one yet, so that'll be my next and last controller, hopefully.
Well, here's the next subject, which talks about this game. Great segue. Sea of Thieves is a huge hit. 5 million players in just 5 months. So what do you think of that, man? Like, deserved, considering that this game took a lot of heat, mostly from non...
Not every game is made for everyone, you know, and Sea of Thieves proves that. It was #1 in the UK on physical sales again, I do believe. That was the case. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you know, it is a fun game, and it's very social, and it's family friendly, and you know, well, I guess you could run into some jerks, but. You know what? And those new missions that they made us do, where they've actually made people work together, I have found that pirates have been more open towards each other, especially now that they have that new trumpet that you can, or not a trumpet, but a voice, right. Whatever that's called. You know,
the conkle shell, yeah.
Yeah, the shell there, the megaphone or whatever. So I think that's actually helped. Make pirates be nicer to each other.
Yeah, it's
but no, I think it's well deserved, and yeah, sure they did launch with a little bit with less content than they should have, but at the same time, I do believe that Microsoft didn't have the confidence in the game. To be honest, it just kind of had that because I think it took longer than they were wanting it to before it came out. And they didn't have the confidence, and then all of a sudden, when they saw how popular it was going to be, it's like, holy man, we got to do something about this. So, at least they've done something about it. They're getting caught up, and it's just great. Everybody needs to play it.
Well, Ace Chunky says in the chat, we want games to do as well, no matter what you like or what platform you play on. And yeah, he echoes the sentiment of a lot of people, but you know what? We've heard players out there that say, I wish Xbox would just go away. Xbox sucks. That's what and vice versa. We've heard Xbox guys say, oh, you know, wish PlayStation would buzz off, etc., etc. And you know, and I think it's terrible because competition breeds innovation. It brings competitiveness, and our platforms are better because of competition. If it wasn't for Sony's increased competition this generation, Xbox wouldn't have made near as many innovations as we've seen so far. Am I correct?
Absolutely.
You know, we owe a lot of that. to the play.
They're trying to earn their customers. I mean, sure, they haven't been bringing the games because of the whole, budgetary reasons or whatever. But with all the services, they've been just knocking it out of the park, and Sony doesn't have anything that touches it, really.
Are we trying to kill these fucking guys or what?
I don't think so, but I don't know which ship is ours. Is this the one with the green, green flags on the top?
Our ship's the green flags. Ours is the one in the middle.
We have 3?
No, ours is in the middle of the rocks here. Was there another one around us? Well, you gotta.
You're on our ship, right?
Yeah, this is our ship here because I never got off.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
If Xbox went away, you'd find another hobby. That's what Green said. Yeah, you know what, Green? I mean, I'd be forced to play another system, but it would kind of suck. Just because the IPs that are on Xbox are my favorite, like Gears and Halo, and I'd hate to be without them, dude. Bottom line.
I mean, I would maybe consider going to Sony, but maybe I'd probably just go back to PC, I guess. But I'm not against getting a Sony. I do have a PlayStation 3, and actually I have a 100% game completion on Red Dead Redemption 1 on the PS3.
Nice.
So I mean, I'm not against it, but I just, you know what? There's only so many hours in a day, and there's so many games you can play, and you know what? At the end of the day, my wallet can only support one console, and that's by choice. So that's right. The way it is.
Yeah, I hear you, man. All right. Well, like I said, competition is good. Sea of Thieves, like I said, I'm happy for Sea of Thieves. 5 million is a lot of use. I don't know what it equals to in sales, but like you gotta admit that I'm pretty sure this game has been a success. Aaron Greenberg has said this game has already done better than expected. That sort of thing, and look, players are playing it. It's one of the more popular games on Twitch and the streaming services. So yeah, people are definitely playing this and enjoying it. So kudos on them.
It deserves all the success that it's been getting. Absolutely.
What's your favorite part about this game? Though, what do you love the most about it? Can you pinpoint that down, or is it kind of accumulation of everything?
My favoriteest part about this game is getting in the boat, because I have a boat myself, and I love boating. It's just getting out on the water and just going somewhere and finding an adventure, and it's getting on the boat. It's the mechanics of dealing with the boat, driving the boat, angling the sails properly. It's just wonderful. I just love it. I can almost smell and taste the sea air, sitting out on the boat, and I just love it. Feels like home.
Primal Eve's in the house. What's going on, Primal Eve? Jamaica Mon is just subscribed or followed. Jamaica Mon, what's happening? Thanks for the follow. Ace Chunky says one thing that bugs me. One thing that bugs him is how like certain consoles get the exclusive content first, like the COD deal and stuff like that. And you know what? It's annoying, but at the same time, as long as they don't hold the content off of the consoles, that's the deal, right? I think that's what Phil Spencer's relying. Like, it's not so bad that a company gets, say, a 6-month head start on the content, but when it's totally kept off of the other console, where you can't play it at all unless you own said console, that's the kind of shit I think that bugs Phil and a lot of gamers. Like it's kind of the issue with like Spider-Man, right? Like I get why Sony and Insomniac signed a deal. Sony's got the inside track with Spider-Man, but I also can understand where fans are coming from. Spider-Man is not a property that's like, Spider-Man's a universal superhero. You know what I mean? He's loved by millions across the world. It's not like he's actually owned by, like, Sony owns the movie rights to him, but Sony Computer Entertainment does not own the rights to the Spider-Man in terms of the video game world, right? Who the fuck is this? A Grey Knight's a skeleton now? So it's kind of like, I can understand why some fans are like irritated that Spider-Man is not a multi-plat game, but at the same time, like, I guess the bottom line is it's to sell PlayStations. If you don't like it, then go out and buy a PlayStation. I always said it's the PlayStation guys about Xbox. If you don't like it that, say, Sea of Thieves isn't on a PlayStation, or you don't like it that Gears of War isn't, or et cetera, well, then just go out and buy a fucking Xbox. It's not that big a deal, right? Like, you don't even have to get the X. You can just get a nice fucking cheap S. You can still play all the same games. You can play this one. You can have fun with your pals. It's all good.
Hey, Newf.
Yo.
Do you want to go grab a couple of gunpowder barrels and go and blow 8 holes in that ship?
You can do that. I don't know what's going on. These guys are just hovering around the beach. I don't know what's happening here. Primal Leaves giving a shout out to everybody. What's up, Primal? Miss you, girl. Hope you're having a good night.
Hey, Primal.
To everybody that's been hanging out, this has been one of the best turnouts I've had since mixing it up with Newf. It's kind of flattering and almost makes you a little teary-eyed. Have everybody hanging out with me tonight, but I appreciate it. I guess if the numbers are a little higher earlier on, maybe I wouldn't be considering it, but it is what it is. Seeing some new people is definitely really cool. Well, I may bring it back, BZ. We'll see where the time goes, and a few things like that, and we'll see what happens. The bottom line of this whole thing, for those who don't know, is that it's to help gamers get to know other gamers. It's not really about me doing a podcast or such, but it's about, like, for people that don't know Free Jack, or people that didn't know Primal Eve, or maybe the, like, 3 people on the earth that didn't know Mooch. It's about letting people, you know, it's about 3 people. You know, it's about letting people get to know these gamers and helping add them and grow the community, right? And in turn, it helps grow my channel, so it's pretty cool. No Man's Sky impressions, man. You've been playing this game. Grain's been playing this game. A lot of Xbox players have been playing this game. What do you think of it? Because I had it on PlayStation. While I didn't think the game was bad, it just didn't grab me and pull me in. I found it was kind of boring, and I didn't get very far in it before I got rid of my PlayStation. So give us your take on the Xbox version, and would you recommend it?
Well, if you like Minecraft, but would prefer it to be a lot more in depth and a lot more. I mean, this game is Minecraft on crack. Like, there's so many fiddly bits. There's just that's what I shouldn't take that, because that was Dealer Gaming that came up with that on his podcast. But it's so true. It is so true. Lots of fiddly bits. There's lots of stuff to build. There's you know, I think, is that somebody else shooting at me, or is that a human, or the skeletons?
I don't know. Are we still trying to get some treasures here, or what the hell are we doing?
I don't know.
Yeah, there's like 3 on there's 3 on the middle island and 1 on the outside island. So, and that ship's just sitting around there. I think that they were trying to steal our shit or what. Well, I don't know.
Well, they're flying the same flag as us, so I'm assuming we're supposed to be friendly.
Okay.
So my idea of blowing up that ship would probably not go over well.
Probably not.
But no Man's Sky has been absolutely unbelievable. And I don't know if I feel the same.
Spider-Man says it's awesome. He said there's so many planets. I know Green, I think, has been enjoying. You've been playing with Green, haven't you, or no?
Yeah, him and I have been going back and forth. We've been linking up our Stargates together. So you know, he has a cool planet there, and if I build a base on it and then put a Stargate there, it kind of becomes part of my network of planets. So that's been really cool, because I haven't found nearly as many cool planets as he has. But he's got almost double the time in, I think, or at least 2/3 of what I have, or whatever. So no, it's an amazing game. Looks absolutely awesome. Plays well. It's like all the best sci-fi stuff, you know, wrapped up into one, right? You know, you've kind of got the weapons and the engines of Star Trek, and you've got the Stargates from Stargate, and you've got all the ships from Battlestar Galactica. You know, it's all the best sci-fi all wrapped into one. That's gotta be a human trying to peg me off.
Alan Savage in the chat, he's like, you need a metal detector. That's right. Alan Savage is literally the Sea of Thieves metal detector. Guy can smell a treasure chest 3 seconds onto an island. It's insane.
Is that right?
Z Black Riders is afraid to get into No Man's Sky because of the major commitment it takes to getting through it, I guess you could say. Okay,
well, yes and no. I mean,
treasure chest right here somewhere.
You could make a beeline for the center of the galaxy, you know, and not look around too much, and you know, just get by with just doing the basics. I think you could play it that way. No. And get through it, but no, I can't do it that way.
No. I'm talking about the fucking dude with the barrel again, trying to blow me up.
No, he just blew up our ship. He's doing my trick. No, never mind. He didn't blow up our ship. There's no holes in it. No. It must have been awfully close to the ship, though.
Endless Planets. I think it's a great game that you could always go back to and just play. Yeah, it has. When I made a review a few months back, and it was something like Sea of Thieves, No Man's Sky, and that was, I think that was my. While both games are very different in so many ways, they felt like they had the same aesthetic, except that No Man's Sky, you're doing a lot more resource management where you don't have so much of it in this, but it has that open world exploration-y style feel where there isn't always a lot of stuff happening. It's kind of you make it happen, but there's just something fun about exploring and finding new things. And they definitely have similarities. Even the graphic styles of both games have this oddly like bright, colorful, semi-cartoonic aesthetic, if you know what I mean. You know? Well, I'm glad you're liking No Man's Sky. I mean, I'm not ruling out that I wouldn't get it for Xbox, but I am definitely not picking it up at its current price point. Like, it's just not a game. It's just not a game that I feel I would get my money's worth, because I just don't think I'd play it enough. So, yeah, I don't.
Well, I'll definitely get my money out of it and then some. So I'm not too worried about it. But it is kind of jerky to you know. I bought the physical copy because for whatever reason I couldn't pre-order digital. It just wasn't available. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll go to EB Games. But I ended up paying full damn price for a disc-based game for that game in Canada, and that's just that's frustrating. But I am going to get the value out of it. So at the same time, you know, I'll get the value out of it. Right. I know I will.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's the thing, right? On PlayStation, it's like half the price, but then, mind you, it's been out on the PlayStation a while, and there's a lot of different logistics for the PlayStation version. You know, that's just how it goes, right? I mean, heck, when Rise of the Tomb Raider came out on PlayStation, it was almost double the price of the Xbox one, right? Because it was a new game for PlayStation users. That's how it rolls, right? So.
Good. That's a very good point. You know, now I don't feel so bad about my purchase because that's happened the other way as well. So.
Yeah, it happens both ways. You know, when a game is new, they try to maximize sales on a particular console. It's just business. It sucks, but you wait. Like I said, like Treacherous God just said, there's always sales and shit, and you know, it'll go down. People that really want the game, want to play it now, they'll pay full price. And people that aren't so gung-ho to wait. So it's pretty simple stuff. But I'm glad to see that the game, you know, the kudos to them. The biggest thing I take away the whole thing with No Man's Sky is awesome how that developer just didn't pack it in and call it quits. They never gave up. They never said, you know what, we've done what we can do with this game. We didn't hit our targets. We didn't realize our vision. Let's just throw this game in the garbage. Let's disregard it and move on. But here they were 2 years later, new version of the game, highly improved in most regards. And like, that tells you a lot about their vision for the product. And I would bet you any money that while Sony might have been disappointed with the returns, those poor developers must have been pretty disappointed with the fact that a lot of people hated on their game when they're putting so much time, effort, and love into it. Can you imagine when you put so many years of your life into something and people just don't enjoy it? Because you're making games for the gamers. You don't make a game because it's like, yeah, I want to make money. Like, the money is secondary, but you make stuff because you want people to enjoy your vision and your product, right?
Absolutely, it's an art form, and you know what? Hello Games with their No Man's Sky, it just reminds me of that clip, you know, of Rocky Balboa, Sylvester Stallone. You know, nothing hits harder than life, and you can take your hits and keep on going. That's how winning is done. Yes. Like that's just what this whole story with Hello Games and No Man's Sky and what it's become now. It just reminds me of that clip, and it's just such one of those great life lessons. You know what? You just never quit, believe in your dream, and you will succeed.
Absolutely. Yeah, Black Rider, I paid full pot for Far Cry 4 Digital, and it was $20 cheaper for the disc. Digital convenience. Yeah, digital's not always cheaper, and that's my biggest problem. And one of my biggest problems with digital is how companies are still riding people hard on the money when you can walk into a lot of your retailers and get the disc version cheaper. Shouldn't it be the other way around? Shouldn't digital pretty much always be cheaper, like at least by $5 to $10, right? Because you're cutting out the middleman, you're cutting out the production. So why are digital prices still the same on the stores for a new game? I don't fucking get it.
It's because they're in competition with each other, and if you were to make the digital copy less, then the stores would get really upset, and they wouldn't want to carry your products anymore because you're competing with them unfairly. So it has to be the same price.
Great point, because Christina just said that in the chat. They keep them to keep the retail market equal. Well, another few years with the way digital is going, there won't be a retail market, because I've already noticed that Best Buy just shrunk the big store on 137th here, Free Jack. They just shrunk their video game department by half.
Is that right? Hey?
They already got rid of the CD collection. That went a couple months ago. I think they got rid of all their CDs. Their movies have shrunk as well, and their video games are now really small. Yeah, it's not good. I don't like where it's going. Eventually, I'm just wondering, when am I going to walk into Best Buy and I won't be able to get a physical copy? It's just going to be those digital fucking cards sitting there on the shelf. That's going to annoy the piss out of me.
Oh, that's why, because of the okay, so yeah, they've moved into the digital codes. Well, I guess they need less store space, right? For less digital codes that way.
Yeah, I think a lot of it, they have the
downsize
physical copies. Yeah, they have the physical copies probably in a cabinet somewhere stocked up, but then instead on the shelf they'll just put up, you know, those cards, and then you bring them to the till like Costco's been doing for years. You want something at Costco, you don't bring up the physical product, you just bring the card up to the till and you get it from a storage department. So, I mean, either way, as long as you can get your physical copy, right? But yeah, it's kind of sucks, man. I don't like where things are going. I really miss places like Blockbuster Video and little video stores, man. I miss them so much. Miss going in and seeing the selection and finding that new shit. But hey, the digital age has happened. Things are changing, and you either change with it or you go the way of the dinosaur, man.
I miss that outing, but I don't miss that whole rimroll, you know. But I do miss the outing, right? You get together with the kids and everybody jump in the car, and you know, you're going to get a movie at the movie store. That was cool.
Yeah, well, I even miss somebody just sitting there watching, trying to figure out what movie you're going to rent, right? You're looking at all these movies, because back then when the internet wasn't too big, right? You didn't have all these things to watch trailers, so you kind of went in, you read the back of the box, and sometimes you're sitting there trying to pick out a movie, and someone would walk up to you and go like, have you seen this movie, man? Like, what's this movie about? Do you know if it's any good? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
See, Black Rider says, I got to trade in those laser discs. Yeah, I know, man. I still got an 8-track collection here that just won't go through airport security anymore.
Hey, I've got a collection of HD DVDs. I bought into that format. I got a cabinet full of them.
Getting down to the last couple of topics here. Nintendo's first-party titles still continuing to sell really well. Apparently, like Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is after setting some more records or some shit. Like, the bottom line is, all of their games are doing kick-ass sales. The majority of them are well over 2 million at this point. I think Breath of the Wild is around, I think, 10 million or something, or 8 or 9 million, which is phenomenal considering there's like barely 20 million Switches, which means the game basically sold almost a 1-to-1 ratio, which is insane. Almost, I said. I know my math. But still, to think that almost 1 out of every 2 Switch owners has Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Yeah, it used to
You're
be
forgetting one thing with that. You're forgetting one thing with that, Newf. They that was released on 2 platforms, that game. So the Wii U owners, that was basically their last kick at the cat. Because I know my kids have both. Well, one of them is close to finishing it, and the other one did finish it. Lala there in chat, she finished it. And we played it on the Wii U at Grandma's house. So.
Gotcha. Yeah, well, but still, amazing,
right? The attach rate for Nintendo has always been high, though, that being said, right?
But the question is, do you think it's the quality itself of Nintendo's titles that kind of sells it, which I think is part of it, yes? Or do you think it's also because, in typical, the last couple of Nintendo systems haven't been notoriously known for having a very good run of, say, third-party software like other games? Because if you look at Nintendo, they don't have games to go against like Grand Theft Auto or Call of Duty or a lot of the big hitters that we have, or The Witcher 3. So Nintendo fans, especially if you're a single-owner console and that's all you have, like, you don't really have much to pick from. You're either buying Nintendo's games or you're pretty much just buying shit for the most part. You think that's part of it?
Well, I think it's because it... Whoa, our whole ship just rocked because of that. I think it's because it's family friendly, to be honest. Like, it's not something you have to think about. The parents can buy the Switch, and you know, pretty much any game you can throw at it is going to be good for little Tommy. You know, I think that's a big draw on it. Also, too, it's nostalgic, right? Because the parents, like me, look at I went out and bought the Wii so that my kids could have experience Nintendo when they grew up. But so now these other parents are doing that for their kids. You know, there's a lot of that to it as well. So I think that's a big part of it. You know what? To be honest with you, if I was to buy a Wii, and I'm or not a Wii, but a Switch, which I'm kind of half-assed interested in, I would probably play most of the third-party stuff and leave the first-party stuff to my kids. I tried playing, getting back into Zelda and that kind of stuff, and it's just like, you know what? I'm kind of done with Nintendo games, to be honest. Yeah. So I know that a lot of people are still fans, and that's great. My kids love it, and it's, you know, I'll watch them play it. But
yeah, your daughter said Zelda's awesome.
Yeah, she loved it. She played through all the DLC and then looked forward to it every couple weeks at Grandma's house, and it was a blast, and we all enjoyed watching her play it too.
The thing is with Nintendo too that we don't take into account is a lot of people that grew up on Nintendo, they're very loyal fans, like Ace Junkie says, but it's a nostalgia thing. It's like Mooch said tonight about the NES Classic. You know why it sells so good? It's nostalgia. Because even Foxy said when she bought her Super Nintendo Classic, she brought it home, she played it for a couple hours, and then she boxed it up and she doesn't play it. And it's the same thing. We all love Nintendo. We brag about them. Then we get the games and you're like, yeah, I remember this game was good. And then you're just like, yeah, but now I know why I don't play it anymore. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's just, nostalgia is a hell of a drug, as Mooch always says, and it helps sell Nintendo. I mean, the new games are not so much nostalgia, but, you know, that's a big part of it with Nintendo. They have one of the most loyal fan bases ever, you know, but, like, I'm kind of with you. Like, that's why I got rid of my Switch a few weeks back there, Free Jack, because it was just like I wasn't playing it. And it was just like, there's, you know, outside of the couple Nintendo games, it just felt like what am I buying this for? There's nothing on it really for me to play. But since then, I've had a change of heart because, I don't know, like, I don't want to continue on, but I'm just glad I re-picked one up now, you know? No, like, I had a change of heart because I like the portability, and it's like I had the 3DS and I just couldn't get into 3DS. Is just too ancient for me. Like, the graphics are shitty. The games that are on 3DS just don't appeal to me at all. Do you know what I mean? They're just not the kind of games I want to play. And at least, like, with the Switch, it has Doom and it has Wolfenstein and it has some of the best Nintendo titles ever with Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey, and Mario Kart 8 is phenomenal. So, you know, Christina's planning to pick up the Super Nintendo and the NES. Thank God Nintendo finally starting to replenish some stocks. I've walked into various Walmarts now, and they're sitting right there on the counter. It's crazy. Like last year.
I hope that they are able to pick up those consoles and enjoy the heck out of them, because you know what, for back in their day they were so awesome. But you know, I played the heck out of them, and you know what, the NES right now is available, and I just have no desire to go back there. Like, none at all. I'm sitting here in front of my 4K glorious machine. Why the heck would I want to go back to that?
But there, and I agree. But there is
my sister actually plays on a Raspberry Pi, a bunch of different ROMs that they've gotten, and really enjoys the old games and stuff, and you know, all the power to her. But so she might be ready to go on and get a legit console like that too. But you know, not for me.
Well, the thing is, right, like, I totally get the nostalgia, and there's something magical. There is something, though, very magical about those games and reliving your childhood. And the cool thing that people don't kind of factor in is you're getting to play them, but you get to play a lot of your favorites now in one little compact box, and you get to play it in with an HDMI cable to your new TVs. You know, that's and they have like the rewind feature now and the save anywhere feature, which makes the games less grindy, a little less frustrating, because a lot of those old games, you know, you had like 3 lives and maybe 1 continue if you were lucky, and if you fucked up a level, you had to go back and pretty much do the whole game again. So that's one nice thing with these games that I really like, is for time-constrained people, it's much better.
Nice.
Zay Black Rider says his TurboGrafx still works. Green, I'm part of the Raspberry Pi community. Yeah, Nintendo just shut down a couple of these big ROM people, though. I don't know if that applies or not, but...
It could. Depends. You won't have. I mean, most people who's into that have already gotten all the ROMs anyway. So shut all the sites down, and everybody still has all the games that they want for it. But yeah, no, that Raspberry Pi Retro Pi thing is. I've played with one. It's pretty fun. It's pretty cool.
I think Alan Savage is taken off, but he commends me on the hard work and the guests I've had on. Hopes to see me soon. Well, we'll see you soon indeed, Alan, and hopefully you can be our metal detector next time we play. This would be going a lot easier right now if Alan was here. I don't even know which island I'm looking at because I'm totally lost. I can't figure out which one we're parked in the middle of.
That's why we got a rent-a-captain. He's supposed to be figuring it out for us.
I don't know which one I'm looking at right here. I'm trying to figure out what's what. I think I think this one. Okay, there's nothing on this island.
That's Snake.
Yeah,
that's Snake Island. You just go look at where we're parked beside. Oh right. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, well, there's 3 islands here, but which one are we in the middle of? I can't
left.
figure it out.
You want to go the left side of the boat. Port side.
Okay. Yeah. We're going over this way. I'm just trying
to. Port side is the way you want to go. Okay.
And there's like a beach here, yeah. Okay, got it. I think there's a treasure chest down here. Catch you later, Alan Savage.
How's our stuff getting sold? Not that I mind the cash injection, but...
Did somebody jump off? Well, Dirty D's here and Grey Knight's still here, and where are you?
I'm with you on the island.
Maybe
the
these
Snake Island.
Maybe these guys came and stole stuff off our ships when we weren't even looking.
But why am I getting credit for it then?
Oh, true.
It's got to be one of the guys from our crew.
Well, they're both on our ship, unless they came back. I don't know.
Isn't that weird, eh? Are we even near an outpost?
No.
Are we even near an outpost? I don't.
Okay, let's get into our final topics. I'm going to speed this up a little bit, trying to get to the end of the show. You brought up a good topic. We'll talk about it briefly. Scarlet, rumors of the Xbox Scarlet and an Xbox Scarlet Cloud Edition have been going around and been very big. So you wanted to bring this topic up, so I'm going to let you take this one away and give us your thoughts.
Well, I think that's kind of the inevitable direction, and I could see next generation where you've got your traditional console, which is going to be basically a step up, right? The traditional Scarlet console is going to be a step up from the X. It's not going to be head and shoulders better than the X. Like, let's face it, right? And if it was going to be, it would be way too expensive. So I could see the price of the X dropping down. Maybe $100, maybe 150, something like that, and then the new console coming in at that 500 mark as well. And then you're going to have the streaming console. So that's going to be basically the 2 platforms going forward when these developers make their games. And this is all my own opinion, basing it on 30 years of IT experience with Microsoft and listening to Microsoft Watchers podcasts and the news and blah 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 blah. So that's where this is coming from. So I see that the cloud platform and the traditional console Scarlet platform moving forward, with the X kind of being in the mix as well. And basically what's going to happen with the older consoles is not at first. At first they're going to be selling you the dongle or console, the cloud box at first. But after that they're going to develop an app. And that app will allow you to play basically the Scarlet xCloud games that are hosted in the cloud on those older consoles. So you won't have to have the power, and you could still be able to repurpose them with an app. And that's what I think is going to happen. And the next step after that is going to be phones. So because that's their goal, right? Yeah.
The Last Rider's in the chat. What's happening, bro? He said the reason we're getting credit because we were in an alliance with another crew, hence the flags, and once they turn stuff in, you get a portion of that thing.
Alliances? When did that start?
I have no idea, but I'm guessing that's had to do with the flags.
Yeah, I didn't know that there was alliances. So thanks for pointing that out. Good to know. Now let's go and try and find that other treasure.
Yeah.
Back to Scarlet.
One more. Okay. Yeah. So go ahead. You were talking about Scarlet. You're talking about the.
I'm gonna die here. Just hang on a second. Ah, damn it.
I need some bananas.
So I see that as being the the platforms going forward, and that they'll be appifying it, and you'll actually be able to repurpose your existing consoles and leverage that technology on your existing consoles. So they will never technically be obsolete. Like obviously the physical discs and the current games that are there, you won't be able to play. Like they won't be releasing them natively for that platform, but because they will be releasing them for Cloud X, and you'll have your Scarlet player, or you'll have your phone, or you'll
see
have
you later,
your
Monkey
PC.
Punch.
Like it'll be available on all of those devices going forward, and so that's how it's gonna go. I could also see the cloud streaming platform also only supporting 1080p to save on bandwidth, right? Because 4K pushing 4K interactively, I mean, they got some smart engineers there. Like if anybody can figure it out, it can be Microsoft. But at the same time, you know, the US with all their bandwidth caps and blah blah blah, I could see them launching it at 1080p. I wouldn't see them both being 720p like PlayStation Now is. That's just too low by today's standards. If they do that, it's not gonna fly. It's not gonna fly. So I don't think they're gonna do that. Oh, our boat's afloat here.
I think the long-term goal.
I think we're taking on water, dude.
Well, I'm dead. I got blown up. Oh. I'm on the Sea of Souls. You know, I think the long-term goal, obviously, though, for a lot of companies, and Microsoft might be at the forefront, but though, is to start getting into systems that get away from physical media, where they can basically make the entry level of their console as such extremely affordable. And that way it'll make games more accessible to people of all walks of life, all incomes. I think that's going to be a huge part. You know, the thing is, we got to make sure that the internet is up to snuff and people don't get taken to the cleaners for, you know, with internet like bandwidth and downloads and overcharges. And stuff. That's the key, right? They may have to work something out, but you know, I'm not excited. Oh, what's going on? I'm definitely not excited. I'm not excited for a future like that. I think as long as there's options, there's room for both. I mean, definitely next gen, whenever it happens, no matter what Microsoft does. I mean, I'm going to go with the physical console and you know, maybe the streaming device would be a great secondary option or something for a bedroom but yeah. That's kind of where I sit on it. It's going to have advantages and disadvantages, right? And cost is going to be the huge thing. And you're looking at storage space and stuff like that, too. Well, I guess you won't need much storage if it's stored on the cloud, but...
No, you will not need... Like, some of the guys on some of the podcasts were talking about that. Like, well, how would you plug your hard drive in to the cloud? It's just like, no, dude. It's just like browsing the store. Like, you literally go there and you pick a title, and instead of purchasing it and downloading it, if you're paying for a subscription, you literally click on it and play it right there. You don't have to deal with storage and crap like that. Like, that's all ancient, archaic technology, right? Gotcha. So, yeah. So that's how I see it anyways, going forward, and they're going to pull us along slowly. As I said, I think it's going to start with 1080p myself, the streaming stuff. So us hardcore that need the 4K are obviously going to get the other one. But like you said, we could always dabble with a 1080p or a portable Xbox. You take all your games with you in your pocket, and when you go to visit grandma's house and stuff, and you can hook it up and play your games, right? And all you need is your subscription and your gamer tag and your set. So I could definitely see myself investing in both for sure.
Yeah, I think I could definitely see a lot of people with both. I'm just going to keep buying discs until they no longer exist anymore. But, you know, because I like that physical medium. And
we've gone back and forth on that a number of times. We don't need to go there anymore.
No, it is what it is. I mean, eventually I guess I'll be forced into it. But, hey, until Microsoft puts the strap on and says you're going to take it, well, then I guess...
the only advantage that's left is you have that DRM code on that physical disc.
Right.
But, you know, it barely installs anymore off the disc. Like, it's, you know, so you can go trade it in and that kind of thing. But software you've never really owned anyways. Like, I know how people feel about it, but it's always been a... end-user license agreement has always been about... about
Okay.
a license.
Fuck you, Rare, in this new update with your goddamn endless skeletons on the fucking islands and their damn explosives. Fuck!
Bit of a pain in the ass. Look at that. All three of us are in here.
Well, every time you're on an island, they don't stop coming at you now. Like, normally there's just the odd one, but now they're coming in droves, and it's like every second one got a bloody blow-up barrel, and you can't get away from the fuckers.
I'm clapping, and he's dancing. Oh.
Alright, so I think we pretty much got into all of the topics. Yeah, I think we did. Yeah, we did. I think we got through them all because I brought up some of mine earlier. So yeah, so this is pretty much going to bring us to the end of the podcast. I hope you guys had a chance to think about some questions for Free JAC, because now would be a great time to pop them out before we wrap things up. So I'm going to give you just a minute here while we're sorting things out. Got to say kudos to my buddies here, Gray Knight and Dirty D, for being patient, because I'm sure they're like, oh, what are these two numbskulls doing? Thanks to them for playing the game with us tonight. Not very easy to do a cooperative game when you can't communicate with half your team. But I told him that was going to be the deal before getting in. He says, are you getting Anthem? Are you excited about that one?
You know, they didn't really show me enough gameplay at all to get any sort of feel for Anthem. So, I mean, once that starts coming, then I'll get hyped for it. But right now, to be honest, I just haven't seen enough for it to even appeal to me, to be honest. Like, the shots that they've shown and stuff, just, I don't know. It just wasn't enough, so I'll wait for you guys that are hyped for it and you're on my friends list and you got it and say, oh yeah, you got to come play this, and like, okay, then I'll worry about it then. And
that question came to us via Spider-Man, and Grey Knight's got something in his hands. I don't know if it's a barrel or a treasure chest. Oh, he's got a keg barrel. Okay.
Yeah.
Shizno is hyped. How about Red Dead Redemption 2? Are you getting that? Says Spider-Man.
Yeah. I mean, I love Red Dead. As I said, I did 100% game completion on PS3 for that one. I still need to finish it on Xbox, but I'm really torn because I am concerned that Rockstar is going to what's that? Their big game. The other one.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, they're Grand Theft Auto 5ing it and turning it into their games as a service model, and I'm concerned greatly that it's not going to be the same game that I'm hoping for. So that's kind of got me hesitant.
Gotcha.
I might wait actually and see how it plays out, and just I guess it depends on how far No Man's Sky is going to take me, because I am so into that game right now. So we'll see. Gotcha. Yes, but I am / was looking forward to it. It's going to be great, I hope. But yeah.
Treacherous God says milk it. Shizno is asking, are you interested in We Happy Few?
No, not particularly. Although the story, last couple bits I've seen of the story looked kind of intriguing, so I think I'm gonna wait on that one as well, see how it goes. It goes out, but it could be fun. You know what? And talk about Microsoft being a class act and leaving that one go multiplat, because they could have totally taken that one back and said, sorry, it's not. It's only going Xbox. So tip their hat to Microsoft on that one. As well as you were talking earlier about the about all the side deals or the exclusive content deals. Nothing pisses me off more than exclusive content deals. I don't care who's making them, and I'm just thankful that only one out of the 3 companies is actually stooping to those levels, and that's Sony, and that the other 2 are abstaining. So at least we've got 2/3 going in the right direction.
Yeah, no doubt. Spider-Man asked me, why did I die? Because my life was half down from the skeletons and I jumped off a cliff to avoid the bomb, dude. And, yeah, I died. All right. Well, this has been a lot of fun. Like I said, sorry if it was a little distracting. On top of that, it's like fucking over 40 degrees inside my condo. Got my fan blowing, but of course I can't use the fan because then it fucks up the microphone. So I'm over here like sweating like a hooker in church. It's terrible. It's brutal. So
no chills, dude.
So yeah, no, I'm gonna have to get some AC eventually. If I'm staying in this condo one more year, I'm gonna definitely get an AC because this is ridiculous. Every time in the summer, if it's over 30 degrees outside, it gets to be over 40 inside the condo. It's just absolutely sweating in here all the time. It's so muggy. It's disgusting. Like my shirt here is soaked. I've been playing it for 2 hours, and I feel like I've been out playing sports. It's disgusting. I don't have a basement, you know. The sun always beats down on my window in the evenings. And if you guys are wondering, like 40 degrees Celsius in Canada is like almost equivalent to about 100 degrees.
110, something like that.
Yeah, it's hot. So it's too hot for me, man. I'm a cold winter kind of guy myself. So anyway, first of all, I'm gonna let Free Jack do some outros, and then I got a few special words I want to say. So Free Jack, thanks first of all for being my guest on this what could be the final episode. I'm saying final for now at least. Of mixing it up with Newf. I couldn't wait to get you on. Glad you could be a part of it tonight, playing this game as well. So let people know where they can find you, how they can get a hold of you, follow you, if you got a channel, if you got Twitter, etc., or add you on Xbox even. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me again, Newf. It's been a pleasure. We've been talking about doing this for a while, so I'm glad it actually happened before you decided to shut things down. So it's been really awesome and really great, and I love watching it when you do it as well when I can. So yeah, if you guys want to catch up with me, follow me on Twitter and continue the conversation there. It's @FreeJack, and add me on Xbox Live. It's FreeJack1310. So I should have a new avatar with it being in the alpha program. So that'll be me if you look up the gamer tag. So looking forward to chatting with you and gaming with you. Hopefully soon.
Getting lots of great love here from the chat. Shizno, Kuristina, Ace Junkie, everybody's hoping that this isn't the final one, but we'll see what happens, guys. Let me take a few months to think about it, and we'll see where it goes. But anyway, Free Jack, thanks for coming on. Thanks to Grey Knight and WD for playing this game. I'm going to continue playing the game after I end the stream, guys, but I'll concentrate on the game for a bit. So I got a few words I want to say. First of all, shout out to everybody in the chat. Everybody came out tonight. Probably one of my biggest turnouts since I started this, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. So I said, like, I can't end this stream without a huge shout out and thank you, first of all, to the guests who made all of this so special. And in no particular order, I want to thank the guests who came on this particular podcast with me this stream. Here are the 24 people up till Free Jack that I've had over the past year or so, guys. If you missed any of these, most of these you can find. Anyway, I'll get to that in a second. So here are some of the guests I've had. Tack the Glitcher, Stinkin' Corpse, The Ash and Luca, Mooch 1978, Colt Eastwood, Dealer Gaming, Jago Kukin, Lunch Bizzle, Saltiest Gaming, Monkey Punch, Supersonic Station, K-Mega, Blue Rendezvous, Xbox Phantom, Chase Jones, Chase and his brother Blake Jones, who made the first double appearance ever on the show at episode 20, Next Gen 720, Primal Eve, UK Dazarus, The Dawn, Randall Thor, Mr. Boomstick, Def Jam Bam, Nintendo Direct, and finally, Free Jack. So there you go, guys. That's the 25 guests I've had as part of mixing it up with Newf. And a lot of people I had on my list I never got to.
Bunch of heavy hitters, except for that last guy.
Hey, it's not about just the big guys. It's the guys who are starting out, and it's all about introducing the community. If I miss any of these fine people, you can go back and check out their videos or my videos. The mixing, they are on the YouTube channel. I do apologize. There are a few who didn't get their VOD uploaded, so there are a couple videos you will never get to see because they just didn't go through, thanks to some shitty crap on Mixer side and a couple that I just forgot to upload. There's lots of people in the gaming community who I wanted to have on who I never got around to. So maybe the next time, if I ever bring this back, I'll get to them. I want to say a big thank you to everyone who shared my links, came out to the stream for either 1 minute to say hi or stayed for the duration of the whole thing. But mostly thanks for those people who were here from the beginning and made nearly every stream, such as people like Spider-Man356, Garain, Stinkin' Corpse. Those guys were on almost every one of mine, not even the mixing it up with Newf, but my regular streams. And you know someone is a great supporter when you actually miss them when they aren't in the chat. And the biggest reasons, like I said, guys, and I'm putting this down is because of time. I suspect I'm going to have a lot of less free time in the evening starting this fall. the long VOD upload times as well, and the terrible sound quality I've had on a lot of streams where my guests were constantly botting and cutting out. So that was kind of frustrating. Everyone sounded great in Xbox parties, but for some reason it just didn't translate to the stream. So once again, I want to thank you all and wish you all the best. Maybe we'll do this again at some point. We'll see you online. Now let's go play some games. Guys, take care. We'll talk to you all soon. Appreciate you being here, guys. Much love. Peace out. Have a great night.
Bye-bye.